this beautiful countryside here in Pickering, Ontario, to where we are actually here at the Heron Gate Bar and Theater. And I was able to set up something really cool with the owners, Steve and Anne, to where I'm able to meet the one and only, the best playwright in history, William Shakespeare. But let me just tell you a little bit about him. The first thing you should know is about his father, John Shakespeare. John was a very high up in society, kind of like a modern day city councilor. And he was a very high up in society, and because of that, William was able to get a very good schooling at a young age. And he went to school, and no doubt he took grammar school. He was able to learn memorization, you know, and writing, stuff like English and Latin and all that good stuff. And he's able to learn from these people, and what's better is that that translates for him, you know, when he's learning Latin, to be able to have a very good imagination and very good, you know, writing abilities for his plays. And he's able to learn and taking notes from people like Virgil, Cicero, and, you know, Horace, and I apologize if I don't say their names correctly, but remember, you know, it's really cool what he was able to learn and what he was able to do. Now, they call this the Heron Gate Bar and Theater. You can see the herons there, but this barn was actually really created in 1887, and Anne's dad started doing theater in this barn when there was literally cows in the basement. But I am going to be showing you guys what's in the basement now. Now we're going to go and take a look at what is here in the barn. Now, this is where they used to have the cows here, but actually now this is where everyone is going to have their dinner before they go and watch the plays. And you can see they still have the bullpen here, so they've, you know, modernized it to really give it that nice aesthetic look. And now we're going to go and check out the theater. What's really great about these theaters is that there's no pause button. It's just a going play, which really is beautiful. Now, when I say that these guys go live, I really mean it. They have think about it, over an hour and a half worth of dialogue that they have to memorize, and they can't screw up their lines. Kind of like what I do with Dad when we go live all the time. But, you know, Herongate has a lot of appreciation for the art community, as you can tell. You know, when you're walking into the theater, first thing you really see is all this beautiful art. But I think I hear something in there. So, we're going to go and check it out now. And with the magic of theater, we've been brought back in time to interview Mr. William Shakespeare. Now I think I hear something on the stage.
Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, then be but sworn.
Dang, that is one ugly Juliet.
Hold your tongue, sir.
Christopher, please take a rest. Master James has arrived.
Oh, very well. May I sample some of the rewards for this evening's coming performance?
Yes, you may, but please stay close at hand.
Right. Oh, yeah, hand, yeah, right.
Mr. Shakespeare, it's an honor.
Thank you, Master James, but William will suffice. Let us sit down, shall we?
Perfect. Now I think, are we ready here?
Now, who is that good man, and what is he holding?
Well, that is the cameraman, and you can see the glass lens there, and that's what we use to record nowadays.
Oh, I see.
So now if we're ready, I'd like to get into, you know, what it was like when you were about my age.
Oh, please proceed.
And when you were 14, you dropped out of school to pursue your passions, to be a playwright and to be a writer. So tell us about that.
You're very well informed, Master James. Yes, I didn't want to go into my father's business, and I'd lost all interest in school, and I had this burgeoning desire to act and write, so I felt it was the more sensible course of action.
Now tell us, when did you begin to live in London?
Sometime between 1585 and 1592. I spent some years as an apprentice actor. And then after that I went to London and I became an actor and a writer, and also a part owner of a playing company called the Lord Chamberlain's Men. And at age 49 I retired to Stratford.
Absolutely. Now tell us a little bit about your wife, Anne Hathaway. You know, when she was a very good playwright and English writer as well, an English poet. So tell us about her.
Aye, that is correct. Yes, yes. We got married in 1582. Yes, Anne was 26 years old and I was 18.
Now, what was it like to be an actor in the status of society?
Well, the response to an actor was very much dependent upon his status. Lesser actors were often looked down upon, where more senior actors, well, they had patrons and they were allowed to mix with certain areas of that society.
Yeah. Now, what kind of patrons came to your theatre?
Well, the theatre, well, the Globe anyway, was designed in a circular style with an open roof. Now, that circular design not only allowed the audience to hear all the performers, but it also offered a superb view of the stage. Now, the upper classes of society frequented the tiers of the theatre, where the ordinary people, they would be standing in the pit facing the stage. It did get a bit rowdy at times where they had strong drink.
Now, if you were an actor today, you wouldn't want to use a mic, would you?
Sorry, I don't understand that.
It's a voice projection tool.
Oh, no, Master James, no. I mean, an actor should be able to project his voice to fill the theatre without any aids of mechanical things.
Absolutely. Now, why were there no women allowed to act in the theatres back in the day?
That's a very good question, young man. Yeah, well, women weren't actually allowed to perform on stage until 1661, and that's because they felt that female actors were associated with lasciviousness and indecency, which of course is why I have Sir Christopher playing Juliet.
Someone call me.
No, go back to your lunch.
Aye.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yes. Now, in today's world, most theaters are able to get by with sponsors to, help, keep them alive. But, you and your company went right to the very top with King James himself. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, well, His Majesty became a real enthusiast of the theatre. Oh, yes. In fact, just several months after he ascended to the throne, he took over our company, and because of his sponsorship, we changed the name of the company from the Lord Chamberlain's Men to the King's Men. In fact, I have honoured him with the play that should not be mentioned. I wrote that in 1606. Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Please, prithee, do not mention the name.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I should call it the Scottish play then.
Yes.
It's a great story, Now, we're going through a pandemic in our day and age, and I know you went through a plague in your day. So tell us about that, though.
No, it was called the Black Death, and even our theatre was closed for 7 or 8 months. And sadly, I lost one of my twins in that plague.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, it was not uncommon for that to happen in families in our time. But the Scottish play, well, yes, I think there was a curse put on that by the witches of the time, because they really didn't like me using their incantations and spells in the script. And I understand, actually, that this goes on now into your time too, where you're not allowed to say the name of the play in a theatre if that play is not being performed in that theatre. Is that right?
I see, yes. And, we even have witches nowadays. We actually call them Karens. And yeah. They all they do nowadays is they have, cauldrons of coffee and whine about parking spots.
Yeah. Oh,
So many scholars of today love your work, love your plays, and love what you have written about. And all the 45 plays that you've covered almost every human character trait and conflict and imaginable, right? And now I'll say a play and you'll match with a trait.
Well, I hope, sir, you're not going to name all 45 traits.
Don't worry, I'll just name a few. Love.
Romeo and Juliet.
This is someone call my name.
No! What about money?
Oh, The Merchant of Venice.
Oh, well, it's like Law and Order, a TV series today, with an incredible legal twist at the end.
Tell no one the end of this twisted plot, or to my theatre patrons will not seek a spot.
Very cool. A sonnet. You wrote 154. But insecurity.
Oh, King Richard III.
Talking about, a guy that's trying to overcompensate. We have a lot of fantasy films and heroes in today's films. So, what would you say is an example of fantasy?
Oh, that's easy. That's Midsummer Night's Dream. Pray, allow me to ask you a question, Master James. Which of my plays did you enjoy the most?
I'll have to say Romeo and Juliet.
Why?
I guess I'm a simp.
I don't understand that phrase.
An overly sensitive man.
Oh, I see. Oh.
But really, it's because it's a story and of two people that from two different sides of the spectrum that love each other, and it shows the power of true love.
Oh.
And I feel like that's why I really enjoy that story.
Well, that's good to know. A playwright always likes to know that his stories bring some meaning to people.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for the themes of plays. But now I really want to know, what inspired you to write about Antony and Cleopatra?
I wrote Antony and Cleopatra when I was in midlife, and I wanted to show the exhilaration and the dismay in being in a midlife crisis.
Absolutely, yeah. Now let's talk about Richard III. Seeing the depth of depravity, that humanity is capable of. What do you think of that play?
Well, really, it's a window into the darker side of the soul, and also the depths to which a physical deformity can colour someone's view of the world and other people.
Yeah. Now, William, if you could, I would like to close with a demonstration of your art. Could you possibly do a short speech from one of your plays for me and my friends who are watching to hear?
So I'll be happy to do that.
Absolutely, thank you very much. I will leave the stage to let you have the stage, so the stage would be all yours.
I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Forgone all custom of exercise, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This excellent canopy, the air-locue, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire, why, it seems no other thing to me than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapours. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, no, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.